What's up, ladies and gents? Romeo is in the building, and that's right, I've got my mic back now. I'm going to be trying this game called Divinity Original Sin 2. I played quite a bit of Divinity Original Sin 1. You might have seen my videos on the YouTube page. I got a little bored, to be honest. It wasn't a bad game. Maybe I just wasn't really ready to play something so strategic. And I don't know. I just looked at Original Sin 2 and all the characters looked quite interesting, so I thought I'll just move on and play this game. As you can see, I've got my mic back, so hopefully I'll get to do more of the stream with my mics. I know you guys have been asking for the mic. Here I am in all my glory, in all my weird voiceness. Unfortunately, I don't have two screens, so I can't really put chat on one screen and the game on one screen. So every now and then I might have to alt-tab to check if somebody's chatting. But otherwise, do give a like, do share the page with your friends and family. Alright, let's try this out. Divinity Original Sin 2. I think maybe the volume's a bit too loud. Hello. I think that should be better. Alright, let's try this out. Options. Hopefully it's got something called subtitles already on. Show subtitles, that's what I like. It's already made an account. Campaign, single player campaign. Alright, so let's see the difficulty. Explorer mode, classic mode, tactician mode. Now I'm gonna be a baby about this and I'm just gonna play story mode. I know, it is sad. Really sad. Okay, getting some kind of allow access thing. One thing I'm really hoping doesn't happen is the game doesn't crash or anything. Right, here we are on character creation screen. Now, I'll be honest, I'm actually going to use somebody's build for this game. So there's a YouTuber by the name of Vextra Life. He's also got his own website, which is a bit like a wiki page. There's some great guides on action RPGs. Do check it out. Basically, I wanted to make like a some kind of dark knight, you know, something with vampiric skills. And he's got a build called the Eternal Warrior, and I think I'm going to try that out. But I'll be honest, I'll probably mess it up. Even though there's literally step-by-step guide on how to make it, I'll somehow mess this up. So, Romeo the Red Prince. Now I don't want to. So you can choose different characters, it seems. So you can actually start off the game as one of these characters. This is the Red Prince. An infamous warrior general who is exiled from his kingdom for cavorting with demons. I want to play with it. It's interesting. I like more dragon looking characters. What the? Oh, you can customize it. You can play him as a Red Prince or an undead lizard. What's this? Undead human. Oh, look at this. Look at this swag on this one. Right, Seville. A slave. What is she? What is she? She is an assassin. That's interesting. Ifan Ben Mist. What a badass. A crusader in Lucian's army. You lost your faith as war claimed countesses. Now you're a lone wolf mercenary. Your mission? Kill Lucius. Whoa! Betrayed by his own. The beast is a dwarf. Okay. Not a cat person, as I had imagined. Bane! that in this game, you can basically people react to the way you look. So if I'm undead, people will get scared of me. So, okay, what do I want? Elf. Definitely think the female one is better. Female, nice. Probably end up playing human anyway, guys. Whoa. A lizard. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, I would like to play the lizard. Why is she so tall and he's so short? Weird. Dragon's breath. Yeah, just go with human, guys. I want to play lizard, but I'd rather prefer if it was like a dragon or something. What if I choose this? Change appearance? Yeah, there you go. Appearance. Okay, what's this? Wheat color. As you know, I am a brown person. Probably not brown. Ooh, what happened there? Night. Too much. I believe. Cocoa. Describe myself cocoa. Maybe a little bit of like caramel. Turf. I don't know if that's supposed to be something gangster. Nutmeg. I think in the last game I had nutmeg, but he looks a bit too bright in this one. New. Honey. Walnut. Shale. Shale. Do I look shalish to you guys? Turf. You're not turf now, blood. I think I'll go with shale. I don't know. Looks okay. Face. Let's choose a different face. Okay. 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 That looks a bit like my dad. What the heck's going on there? Whoa, look at this guy. Ah, tempted. Probably not. This looks like a man who's seen stuff. Infinite wisdom. What is going on with these faces? I definitely had a bit of more of a chubby face, to be honest. Face 16. So many choices. Here comes the sneeze. Sorry. Oh, by the way, I take ages choosing characters, so you know, sorry about this. Alright, this is one option. This is another option. Right, hair color copper. Need something that's a bit white. Lumberjack. Carpenter. Surgeon. Blacksmith. Jester. Carpenter. Grayish, I think it's grayish. It's okay. Facial features, facial hair. Look at this guy. Whoa. I am Romeo. Abraham Lincoln. Actually, that's okay. Subject to go for the beard. Okay, I've come to that point in my life. Voice.
Try again.
Greet the Reaper for me.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
I'm ready. Meet your Greet the Reaper for me.
Not
Better luck next time.
Try again.
try again.
Greet the Reaper for me.
Almost got me that time.
Alright, stick with warrior, I think. What's left? Is that it? All I really need is double. Let's see what it is. jester and a soldier. Or would you say I'm more of a mystic? You know what? I think I'll go with turf now. Change my mind. Okay. So, precept. So the guide says I need to go with metamorph. Apparently, I don't know if that's a thing. Whoa! Look at this, handsome fellow. A witch, a man witch. It's a sandwich, but a man. Whoa! Shut. Oh, that's oh. A ranger. Alright. I don't know why a metamorph turns you into Aquaman. I'm not quite sure about that. Okay, choose metamorph class. Remove points from finesse. Okay, go to edit. Remove points for finesse. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to. 1, 2. And put them all into strength. Okay. Actually, I will not be using my brain much in this run. Oh, 7 or 17. Oh my god, that actually looks like me. You know what? What if I just go with a shave? Why not? Can't decide. Where was I? Talents. Go to presets. Metamorph. Put everything into strength. Done. Go to what is it? Then put 1 point into warfare. Is it that? Aha. There you go. Take Battle Stomp. There's no Battle Stomp. I haven't requested any. Ah. It doesn't actually tell me. So, sorry, I'm just looking up the guide now, guys. I'm just checking something quickly. Find in page. This is failing so bad right now, guys. Let's go. Oh, great, absolutely brilliant. My phone's just crashed. Please don't do this to me. Okay, wait. Oh, come on. Close that. Okay. Find in page. Civil. Okay. Civil abilities. Okay, what's luck? Right, so apparently telekinesis and sneaking is very subjective. So I don't have to do that. It's okay, I won't do that then. That leaves me with thievery. Doesn't look like it's any good. Well, actually, no. Thievery, persuasion, and lucky charm is how people can make money, basically. Bartering, I guess I can sell stuff, but lucky charms gives me a better chance of finding loot. Okay, I can always buy items, I guess. I don't really need to find drops, right? That's one thing I can do, definitely, I'm guessing. Okay, persuasion and lore master. These two are okay. Alright, that's done. Sorry about this, guys. Boring game. Alright, let's see what skills would my friend Factor Life recommend.
He's not my friend.
Okay. So take Battle Stomp. Oh, this is good. Confirm. Right. I think I am done. Right? Oh, I haven't even changed the hairstyle. That's why I'm struggling with this game. Wow. Such a dashing Indian fellow. What's going on with this hairstyle? Okay. Come on, guys, it's just a game. Give us some swag hairstyle. Let's just stick with this, I guess. This isn't too bad either. It just looks weird though. I actually have a parting on this side, just like this guy. My hair's gonna stay up like this. It's just gonna. Oh yeah, by the way, I tried to make characters that look like me. Go beggar. You know what? I think I'll go with this. Three hours later. Right, time to start game. So let me just go if it's just gonna go check if streaming's going okay. Yep, streaming's fine. It's fine and dandy, guys. We still have points to spend. Wait, what points? Oh. Bond City. Bro, I nearly messed up. Done this preset, yeah. opportunist, which I've got. Living armor. Oh wait, I will get one skill. Okay. Okay, so the first skill they recommend is going with opportunist. Right, so that's the first thing I go with. Instruments. Do I need instruments? What is this for? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. You know what? I'll choose this. Are we ready? Yes, I think we are.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
That was interesting.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Why am I being tortured?
So it wasn't a dream after all.
Ah, money. Okay, strange bedfellow.
Not a very chatty fellow, are you?
animals die? Freight or food?
Alright, them eggs.
Did you expect a needle?
Oh no, I don't want to pick up. What's this? Understood. Alright, this is new. Okay, I don't need this. I don't need this. This, I don't. Okay. Woo! Or I could attack it with my fist. Okay, I'm getting there. Maybe I could do this weapon, to be honest. Okay. What's this guy doing?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Okay. Money.
Did you expect a needle?
So funny. Get it, guys? Because it's a needle in the haystack. Needle in the haystack, guys. Get it? Alright, where's this? She said get your bearings.
Oh, I don't even remember them strapping me down.
Ooh, wait. Okay, nothing there. There's no back here. Oh, come on. Should I keep attacking it? Wait, do I have an item? Maybe. Wait, what if I did this? Can I use a skill on this thing? Lash out. Did I just attack it with a tentacle or something? That was weird. Alright, so let's try this. Choose a target. Bang! What's this? Wonder if you get XP for breaking a door down. Right, half the door's taken down. Just a few more hits. Oh, nice. Glad to see there's an unlimited res spell. In case my allies die. So much damage when you think about it. it out. Check out how there's literally nothing there. What's this? A deck of cards. Yes, yes. That was not. That was pointless, but. So, what's this lever? Sure, what just happened? Sure, I did something. Oh, oh. Let's take this candle. What? Candle what? Right. Okay. No, 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 no,
Most
no.
elegant
Oh,
solution, was it?
oh, great. Oh, no, no. Oh. Dave. What was I thinking? You know what? What if I just take the candle? I'm gonna take the candle actually. Wait, wait. Can I not take it? Why is it I can keep a box in my bag, but I can't keep it? Oh wait, I think I can pick this up. Hehe. Maybe I can use this in my later phase. Understood. I did not understand. I didn't read what I said. Let's see. Exploring. Let's see. Let's try to solve this magical mystery. As you do. Oh, this is like unstrapped or something.
Empty.
Okay, healing potion, that's good. That's very good. What's in the bed? Oh, yes! It's all coming back to me now, slowly. Okay, nothing in the drawers though, so that's a bit of a shame. I know you can steal paintings in the last game at least. Maybe I can steal them in this game. Oh god, come on. Alright, let's see what I open up with that lever. Ah, there you go. Oh, no, that's a different one. Maybe this one. Oh, come on, man. What do I have to do now? Attack this door? It's a quick way to attack. Aha, there you go. If I hold control. To keep clicking it. What does this do? Okay, what if... Can I rush it? That's two. Gotcha. That doesn't work. Beat it up with a tentacle hand, man. Oh wait, there was a skill there. Wait. Alright, so I press 2. And then I'm sure there's a skill that popped in. There you go, what's this? There you go. Break the doors down! Why is that sheep swearing? Thoroughly exciting stuff, guys. At this rate, I'm gonna start suffering from lumbago. Who you guys will be familiar with watching my Red Dead Redemption stream. That was such a good game, story-wise. It made me cry manly tears. Not bad. Speaking of manly tears, I think I should try the Last of Us one. I've only played like the first few levels of the game, so alright. I like the option of being able to break into stuff. Alright, what's this? A letter. Understood. Inventory. Let's read this letter, guys. Read. Orders from the guard steward. Important. It's come to my attention again that several of you are bypassing the cargo hold security measures by sliding boxes onto pressure plates. This will not do. The purpose of these measures is to require the presence of at least 3 magisters at the change of shift. Any deviation will result in at least 1 magister getting thrown overboard. Make sure it isn't you, Magister Sivan. So, I'm supposed to use boxes and pressure plates, it seems. Well, I'm getting the same. Why pressure plates? Where is the pressure plate? That's a pressure plate, I think. Okay. I need to grab some boxes. Let's go. Knife. There you go, my first weapon. Equip it. And maybe if I put the barrel pressure plate. Click. Maybe it's locked. What do I do now? Is there another pressure plate? Yep, there is. Ow! Aha! This time like these, I need to improv. Hee. Alrighty then. All kinds of oil on me. It applies slow to me, and I'm guessing people can ignite me. Water can be electrified or frozen. I'm liking this. I remember in the last game. No! What am I doing? Okay, nearly killed my own self there. Okay, so damn, I just used up a skill, I think.
Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here.
Just gonna take my leave for now. Let's see what this is.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
Okay, what should I do?
Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. And it's about time too. The lads and lasses up there are getting lazy. Figures they'd send one of you sorcerers down. They can barely be chuffed to wiggle a single toe. Can't just leave the prisoner alone though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs. That's all I needed to hear. Just don't let that caged rascal fool you. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him.
I'll just leave it. Is it worth my time? Maybe, maybe not.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his eyes rest on...
Ah, freed. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you free, lad. Say your prayers while you've breath to...
Whoa! Betrayed! Whoa, really? Oh my god. Alright, alright. I think the first thing I need to do is... First things first. Let's just get out of here. How do I... What do I do? Do I just run into it? Okay, I'm getting owned right now. Let's see if I can do two. One hit kill.
What would
ball.
he have to gain by killing me? I need to keep my guard up.
Look at that. Looks like it's a good time to go sleep. Maybe there's something in the sunlight. Oh, there you go. Just realized how you turn it around. Can I sleep on this? There we go. Let's get some rest. Nothing to see here, just a dead prisoner. I was about to say this game, it feels easier than the first one, and then I realized it's because things, just the story mode isn't a difficulty, which is basically the easiest difficulty you can get.
This again.
This again. Are you with me? Yeah. Oh, nice. No. Oh wait, food. Let's go steal something then. Okay, I can sell it later, I think. Oh, there's a whole rack there. Ooh, there's a book there. Whoa. Cargo. I wonder where that goes. Guessing it goes that way. It's great all the different ways I can approach one problem. Freedom! Bricks. Oh no, I'm having the same issue I used to have in the last game. For some reason it would just like moss. Okay, no books. I'll keep the cargo key. I think it goes anywhere. Does it? What's this? Oh wait, there's another bed there. Maybe some items there. Is he gonna walk all the way? Because I clicked there. And that is cool. What's this little thing on the map? Sheep. Oh, it's a sheep. Nothing there. What if I just interesting, right? So apparently I'm a mage. I don't know why. We started the game, so okay. Lockpicks. Now, I could use that lockpick there, but I think I'm gonna save it. Because a rope might come in handy. This is the first game in years where I've used my actual name. Shall I with this? Should I just kill the sheep? How much HP did it have? 18 out of 18. Nice. Sweet. Let's go upstairs. Check this go. Yes. Ooh. The chronicle begins. You discover Chronicles.
empty.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Alice is such a dear lending it to me.
Why am I focusing? I know, I don't want to focus on this. I just want to go back to it. What happened there? Oh, I'm in tutorial here. Damn it. Surprised that lady hasn't noticed I'm just walking around stealing stuff.
My, these smelling salts are strong stuff.
I shouldn't be smelling sauce. Weirdo. What a weirdo, right guys? Right guys, am I right?
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they? Don't you dare! If you violate the virtue of my carpet, I'll do a good thing worse than put a collar around your neck.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Okay. She is an absolute jerk.
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, they wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
She looks reasonable enough.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Nothing to see.
So racist, man. Yeah, clothes. Worthless clothes. Who doesn't like worthless clothes in an RPG?
No, you can't.
Oh, what? There's
That's
kids here. Man, these guys are slave drivers. Gotta lead some kind of revolution up in here. You know what I'm saying? And bad to you, my friend. Bad to you. Bedroom can be used to rest.
One of us.
Okay, let's go investigate.
We just skipped to the part where I reassure you and you shut up.
Oh, hello.
You think me mad?
Get persuasion. Looks like I'm gonna
An elf
nod.
sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no, but I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
I think that's one of the companions.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Good.
Yeah, right.
Shut up, bro.
Just skip to the part where I reassure
A
you.
scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp you found.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Don't you get saucy with me when you
The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
I've never dined on anything.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about...
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
One of us can kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
He is hairy.
What are you trying to hear anyway? You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back, the other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Classify this slop as food.
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. For my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la. What's your job? You look like a magic maker. Like me, but maybe not so strong.
You look like my daddy. His name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Whoa, he's like half human.
Mad? No. Insufferable?
Name?
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I don't like comedy. The Divine Order wants to know. Not so fast. Name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy.
Turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our Divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. Well, that just about settles it. I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you, and you better be ready to talk.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and takes your hand, turning it this way and that, examining it from every angle. Finally, he pinches your skin, gently tugging at it.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to...
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your...
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot her kill.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad.
You there, sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh no!
What's happened?
Have to steal some food. Ooh, weapon. What can I take his armor? Oh, did I break my... What's my thing? What weapons do I have? A two-handed mace. That's... yeah. Oh man, what did I do? Did I mess up? I set myself on fire. fork, it's a trident. Hashtag. Oh no, the dog died. No! John Wick's gonna have a field day with this one.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Oh! What happened? Must have been the turnips. You dare strike a royal? Ooh!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness. Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an... Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Okay, seems like he's gonna wake up.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours. She's too weak to stand.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Crazy, yes. To see the sheep still alive. Oh no, Magister's waters, no.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Right. Pick it up. We have to go upstairs. Can I rest now? Yes. Yes.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
What other way can you find? There's nothing here. Do I need another ladder here somewhere? Nobody's waking up. Someone's gonna help me.
You shake the lizard by the shoulder.
Is there a right way? Seriously. No, why did I pick up a barrel? Oh wait, actually, that's a good thing. What did I just hear? beats fire. Hello, doggy. Yes, let's get out of here, dog. Get out.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. God damn it. Need to get off this wreck, and quick.